Pay for the damages, Jesus. What's going on?
Yeah, like
Depends on what I'm... Depends.
The
Would it make me
mental,
happy? The
emotional
answer is
damage.
it depends on what I'm putting up my bum. Lovely, that was brilliant.
Looked like you smashed my head in your hand.
Yeah. He was watching the races, the Grand National, is it today?
Yeah.
Who you betting on?
I bet me one. I just went fucking mad.
I knew you'd be betting, like, because everyone's always like, "Oh, I love the sport." If they got rid of betting out of horse races in the morning, no one would watch it. The sport would die.
I bet on Manila Times is one horse, and then 2 outsiders.
Yeah.
One is Manila Times.
Outsiders.
Then I back to 33 to 1 and back to 100 to 1.
No way. That's mad. Dan, did you get any tips?
No.
No, just.
Yeah, I did actually go in. Yeah, said keep out of the bookies.
Yeah.
That's right, good. That's the best tip, yeah. For anyone watching at home, yeah, that's the best tip. Stay out with the bookies. Wait.
Is that all going on to it?
Yeah, why not?
I didn't know that.
Welcome back to Everything from None. Ireland's most, what's the word when you're not like very coherent in your production and your structure and your sort of ability, unprepared. Yeah, welcome back
Disorganized,
to this
chaotic.
Ireland's most chaotic show.
Hold on a sec. I just have something to... she won't mind if you want to put that on the TV. She'll like to watch it. If you want to watch the horse race.
We don't have RTE there.
Oh, is it only on RTE? Is it not on some Sky Sports thing? Okay.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
a really uninspiring beginning to it.
But we're here. It's not. It's what the folks want. The folks said they want Haley to tell you where to watch the telly. They want to know about that, and they want to know about it now. And now they do know about it. Welcome back to Ireland's most chaotic podcast. If you're looking for a show with structure, it is not here. Please go somewhere else. Or like last week, we want to make sure that there's no one watching. We were doing Jack's episode. We asked that no one would watch our private conversation. This is another private conversation, so please don't listen. This isn't reverse psychology. This is just like what we think in general. Isn't that right, Stevie?
No.
No, I didn't drive all the way over here to waste my fucking time.
I'm only joking. Obviously, people are going to watch it if they're watching it already.
No, I don't want anyone watching this. So
Yeah.
It's not me.
Today we're joined by... I'm about to give out her full name.
This is a private conversation, so it's fine. It's totally
Yeah,
I'm doing
no
my own
one's
name.
watching.
It's great,
Imagine, we're joined by Aileen, and watch the whole episode, and at the end we will reveal her full name.
Yeah, that's what's happening today. We're putting everything out on the table. That's what we're doing.
And Aileen, where did you come from? Where did you?
I come from Galway. That's
Right.
where. Yeah. So like, I'll say East Galway.
Where,
Did you get an Airbnb for tonight?
I didn't. No, I drove up for the podcast, and I'll drive back.
Wow.
That's mad.
That's commitment.
Because you have family here, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
two of your family and friends that you come down to see were they on the podcast?
They were. So I know. Like I can say like I associate with strings and things. I suppose my brother's on strings and things. Yeah, and they were on the podcast. And then Izzy, who goes by Izzy Spells, was also here. I was actually here for that.
Yeah.
I was just sitting over there during that podcast. Yeah. So now I'm here. At
How
the
did
table.
you find it? Did you ever sit there and think someday I'm going to be right there?
No, you see that's the thing. And when you asked me there, you go on the podcast, I was like, why? What do you want? And it's gas, like because.
Well, I think it's because like you do loads of creative stuff. It would just like I can already predict there's going to be like flow to the conversation because you've been in front of a camera and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hugh Ryan's distracted.
I'm sorry, I'm trying really hard not to laugh at you right now.
He's limbering up.
Hugh is
Doing
stretching
lunges.
for anyone wondering. Hugh is just stretching, which is good because
dropping a few lunges.
I'm always telling you to stretch it. You wait till we're doing the podcast.
You just don't give him him enough time to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, now he's doing it in the middle of the podcast. It's great.
It's definitely, it can be tricky doing a like sort of local type of podcast with like, because people won't necessarily be, not even local, but podcasts anywhere in Ireland. To get people on who haven't been in front of cameras themselves can be tricky to keep the conversation going and stuff like that. So, it's, but it is a different format. Like, do you still find like doing, because you do like sort of, would you call it short form? Oh no, so now you start Twitch, that's long form.
Yeah. So
how do you find that?
It's so interesting, like, because people are like, oh yeah, if you were ever to go on radio or do a podcast, it's probably second nature. But it's really not, because when I Twitch stream, I'm on my own. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like on a Discord call or just like a phone call with somebody else, and we're playing video games. Like, but apart from that, I'm running the show on my own, and I kind of have do things in my own time and do it all freely. But when it comes to actually being around, this actually makes it a lot easier, because there's like a wee chat, and there could be like a 5-minute delay between what I'm saying and what they type out and respond. Okay. And I go a lot off what they say. The pressure's
off you as well. Like, it's like, do you, can you just explain what Twitch is?
Yeah, I was going to say, for people that don't know.
For the folks at home.
For the folks at home, right? No, Twitch is a live streaming platform. So, like if you look up twitch.com or whatever, or you get the app, there's an app. Yeah. You have to make an account, I suppose, to interact in the lives. So like for privacy. Yeah. And just like, I suppose if you're like a bot or something, you have to make an account. But it's free. It's not like Netflix where you have to pay or anything like that. And you can go in and you can watch literally anyone live stream.
But for streaming.
It's just all live streams. Yeah. And when you go onto someone's account, they have like little clips of their best bits. Yeah. But that's the only kind of content that you'll have on the website. That isn't live, I suppose. Yeah. So everything's always like live. But yeah, like I can go on now and watch, let's say, a band playing music, and they have like, just kind of like this. Like this could be on Twitch. Yeah. Like I've seen so many podcasts on Twitch. Yeah. You could literally be broadcasting this to Twitch right now if you wanted to. Yeah. And people just go in and they have like a wee chat going and they interact, and there's different ways you can interact with the hosts. Like you can play random sound effects if you wanted to. You can ask the host to do something if you accumulate a certain amount of points from viewing. So that like, it's like so like if people were watching this podcast right now, if they watched the last 4 or 5 podcasts live, they'd be slowly building up points. Yeah. And then one day they'll be able to play like, like one of those random sound bits that you have there on your little desk, like or just to have fun in the stream and stuff. So it's like it's very interactive with your audience. It's constantly interactive with.
Is that really stressful?
Depending on what's going on. So like for example, last night I was hang on, I won't say the last night, so I'll come into that, but I got this heart rate monitor for playing spooky games and horror games, right? So like when I'm playing the horror game, you can see like my heart rate is 90, and then like I could just be looking around and the room gets really dark, and then you can just see it going 91, 93, 94. And then next thing, someone plays Darude Sandstorm in my headphones, like what? And it goes like shoots up.
So
and it can
people in your chat can play
random sounds whenever they want. Yeah, as long as they accumulate the points, and it's very easy to do that. You can just sit there and wait
really
for a while.
Funny.
It's gas.
It's genius, or like.
You see, like a lot of people
don't
have that option.
Somebody's involved in like building the anticipation so that gets everybody into the same kind of biochemical state. That's really smart.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I like the streamer themselves has to go to the bother of finding the sounds and putting up the sounds and doing all of that behind the scenes. So there is a lot of work to it. So there's a lot of streamers out there who don't have any of these like interactive things. There's a thing that I have where I have like a light behind me, and then someone, if they accumulate 100 points, which they can get after like 10 minutes of viewing, they can change the color to red or blue or green right behind me.
Oh, that's
like in
cool.
real time. Yeah,
I've seen all the other. I've never seen that feature. That's cool.
It's a really cool feature. Yeah,
that's crazy. Like that's why people like, because people can pay money for pints, can they?
Like let's say if you can do a subscribe thing, kind of like Netflix, where it's so you don't have to see ads before you go into the stream. You can pay €4 a month. Yeah, and €2 of that goes to the streamer. So that's one thing. And if you subscribe, you can get points. these channel points if you wanted to, but you can also gift these subscriptions to people. So I could gift like a subscription to you, for example, just as a gift. Like but that money's like in a way of like a reward in the stream. You know, and I can get points that way. So people sometimes gift subscriptions just to get these points to use them, or bits, which is kind of like coins, like just actual straight donation.
Yeah, it's really mad. Like the Twitches, I remember watching Twitch when it first started. Like, and it was just like all it was like, and I don't think when Twitch started it, they didn't come up with the concept of streamers interactive with chat, right? They created a chat, and it was the streamers who originally started on Twitch who started. I remember watching them, like seeing them talk to chat, like and talking to the people in it, and like it was a very mad thing you'd never seen before. And then like, you know, so then Twitch were obviously smart enough to see that, and they'd be like, how do we get the chat to interact as much as possible? Because that's what like says, like the fact that someone can, you know, the power people feel like they have, that they can change your lights in your bedroom.
Yeah.
They're in America. That's mental.
You see, that's it. Like that's exactly it. Now I know only one other streamer that has the lights changing thing.
I've never heard of that. That's class.
And I was like, how? This, like, that's the thing. So I go around and I look at all these other streamers and I see something cool that they have, or a sound clip they have,
and you rob it.
And I'm like, how?
Yeah,
and then I go to the bother of doing it, because my biggest thing is I don't understand, first of all, why people come and watch me in the first place. I don't know. I'm having a great time. I'm being myself. I'm not putting on an act. I'm not doing anything, just being straightforward. And loads of people come in, they're like, Ails, how you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's grand. But I'm like, I kind of feel bad. They might be just standing there waiting for like an hour, just watching. So I'm like, I want you to have some interaction, have a bit of crack, like make me lose my mind while I'm playing a horror game. I don't know, like whatever you want. Change the lights, because that scares me as well. You know, like changing the lights from green to red. Like I'm in the middle, and the next thing all I hear is like the light change. Like what?
Something's actually behind you. That's crazy.
That in March, I had a hospital appointment with my daughter in Crumlin, and it was dark when we're going there, and I'm always really focused because like driving at night, and I've got to be there, and so I'm really conscious of everything, and I was really focused, and it was lashing down with rain, so I'm concentrating. And every time she moved in the passenger seat, I jumped and freaked out. I forgot she was there. And I can remember a thing when I was a kid, if my nan's dog moved in the basket under the table when we were watching TV, me and my sister would jump and freak out. Like, it's really mad how little changes, even when you know that thing is there, and you're conscious of it when you start the whole process, it's like it can still have an effect on you when your head is somewhere else. It's really funny. I was giggling every time, and every time I jumped when she moved, she jumped as well. Like,
yeah, no, it's gas, but like, and it's just like you're so focused, and you have no intention. Like, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on YouTube or wherever, where a cat is just sitting there, it kind of turns around and sees like a cucumber, and just like what? Not
those
being
are
aware,
funny.
it's not realizing what's around you. But what was it like? The sounds I usually choose are random stuff. Like I have a lot of stuff from the Savage Eye. I don't know if you've ever watched the Savage Eye. I have Father Ted stuff, even like Dora the Explorer sounds. So like they're not like spooky sounds or anything like that, and that's probably what makes it even that more enjoyable for them, because I'm scared like
Dora the Explorer.
Exactly.
Like, we did it.
But like the thing you were saying there as well about like how you like where you don't understand like people interacting because like you're just being yourself. Like I think I had like a similar thing with like with the podcast, like because like when I get people coming up and some of the feedback I've got, it's like from my point of view, I'm just sitting here talking, being myself, and then I'm getting all this feedback, and it's like that's really strange. I don't really know what to do with that information. It's like, okay, cool, you enjoy me. It's just like it's such a weird.
You enjoy me in a non-creepy way.
Yeah, like it's so strange. People are like, oh my god, like, and here's me thinking, oh, it's because I'm Irish, or oh, it's because of my accent, or whatever. And then sometimes I catch myself changing my accent while I'm streaming. Like I talk very slow and very clear when I'm talking. But then I realize that's not what they're hearing in the first place. They love the Irish accent. They love me chatting.
But do you think like can you see like analytics on where your
I never look at them.
Audience come really?
Never look at them.
You've no idea where are people from Ireland or America? What?
I know from ages ago that most of my people are from America.
Yeah, I was thinking.
But even so, like when I go live, I have actually, it's gas. I have a Strings and Things song as my theme tune, which is funny. Strings and Things.
You ever get copyrighted? You got copyrighted by them before.
I got copyrighted, and then I wrote, it was like, my brother let me use this song.
That's what I said. I emailed Facebook saying I know the lads. I swear to God.
I know them. I swear.
Just said I know the lads, and they let it go. They released it. Like I just thought that they even understood what lads means. Like, but they didn't. You know.
Yeah, it's gas though. But like when I have the theme song going, and just as I hit start, I'm like, hey everyone, how's and then like what's going on? We have a wee just jam to the song or whatever. But like then there's the comments coming in, and I look over and I go, oh hey, and I recognize pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. There's no one new.
Usernames.
By their usernames, I know exactly which country they're from, and I know and the majority of them are American. I stream at 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, so they would either be. I sometimes try and go every day. Okay. But like I work, I have a full-time. Well, I have a job as well. Like and like. You see, once I finish a stream, I edit it up or I try and take snippets out of it. And it could be a 3-hour, 4-hour stream. So you can imagine from yourselves going through the podcast, 4 hours of footage or something. It does take a long time to find the best bits. And then, like, I don't set down markers. I'm terrible. I don't set down markers or timestamps of, oh, yeah, that would be a great video or anything. I don't think about it until the very end. So I'm sitting there for about an hour, like going through it, making the video. Then like I'm fixing any audio problems or anything like that. So I'm not going to bed till like 4 a.m. and then I'm up at 8 o'clock to go to work.
Are you far away from making enough money to where you can pay someone to do that?
No.
Really?
Well, actually, do you know what? I actually did ask someone to do videos for me before, and they're like, okay, so what are you looking for? And I was like, actually, I don't know how to explain it.
No,
so I just do it all myself.
You need someone that has that same sense of humor as you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's what, like, if we were ever getting someone to do all that shit for the podcast, like,
I actually asked Owen before.
He'd be good at it. He'd get that saying crack. Like, you need someone that finds your stuff funny already.
You see, that's the thing. So what I'd need is someone who's been watching my videos a good while. So that's how I get moderators for my streams. Someone who's been there from the very beginning, knows exactly what I don't appreciate and what I do appreciate. Knows exactly what my setup is like, knows exactly, and then they can help me out.
Yeah. And they know your audience too as well.
Exactly. And they know how to interact with them, and they know
what does a moderator do?
So if someone comes in and says like something mean towards me, like a mad comment, they can either just delete them straight off. But what do you know what bots are?
Yeah.
They're like bot made accounts. Yeah. So they come in and they comment, if you want to buy 20 followers for, So I get about 3 or 4 of those per stream. So like the moderator would just go like, just delete it before, because I could actually get banned for that, for promoting.
And how do you get the moderators? Do you approach them?
I approach them. Yeah. So like I could just make you a moderator if you can. I just make you a moderator. But you also see, this is where it gets more interactive again. I can make a poll or a prediction thing. So I'm like, will Ails die in the next 5 minutes? So it's like, well, sorry, in the game. Sorry. Yes or no.
That would add a whole level of urgency to it if that was actually the case.
We go back a bit. Does everyone in the stream have tea?
Yeah.
Yes or no? And then if they say yes, so different ways of doing it. There's a voting system or a prediction system. The prediction system is actually like betting. You can bet your points and gamble them away to get more points so that you can do the interaction stuff. But if you lose out on your points, But you take
and do you
chance.
have to pay the moderator or like?
No, they're just mates of mine. Like I had Izzy as a moderator for a while. Like you can make anyone a moderator.
Yeah, I noticed. Like,
but I would if I see. That's the thing. You said if you are able to make the money to get an editor, the first thing I'd start doing is paying my mods.
Oh, really?
That's the first thing I would always pay. That's what I would tell every streamer ever. If you have moderators, pay them.
Do big streamers pay their mods?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know. I was wondering about that because I see a lot of streamers make people mods who donate big amounts and stuff like that. What's that about? Is that because just to say thanks and there's no other way to? Yeah,
there is that, but like it's so I don't know who exactly you're talking about because everyone's different.
Yeah.
There is some stuff in there like there's like. When I finish up a stream, for example, there's this thing called raiding, right? Like, I don't know, like after this YouTube video, there's going to be like a recommended YouTube video. But if you don't touch anything, it'll automatically go into the next video. Do you know what I mean? Like a recommended. On Twitch, if you don't touch anything, I can pick who we're going to raid. But you can also hype up who the next stream is going to be. So like, oh, we're going to raid them, blah, you know, and then we'd like go into, let's say, Izzy's channel or whatever, and then they get a notification that they're being raided. So there's this whole fun thing. But so, like what you were saying, is it corrupt? There's a lot of people out there who make promises to people like, oh, if you donate a certain amount or you send me a certain amount of subscriptions or whatever, I might raid you next, you know. And it's just like, there's all these people who want to be raided, but they could have thousands of people in their stream, so they'll keep sending it every month because they're like, oh yeah, there's 1,000, so that might not be me this time, but it might be next month. And you know, and that's there's a lot of that going on, but I haven't seen it personally. I've just heard a lot about it. But there is people who are genuine, and they're like, oh no, don't send me gifts, you don't have to, blah blah blah. And I'm the same. Like I actually have a job, so I don't need the donations or anything like that.
Are you making more money from your day job or from streaming?
You see,
you don't have to answer.
You see, it's hard to say because like I'm not long streaming, I actually am. It's very inconsistent. Streaming like I'm gonna say, for example, last night I streamed for about 4 or 5 hours and I made €4.
So it's different.
So like it's but like you see, I did 2. I don't ask people for money. I don't I don't go like, oh, if only I had this, and then I'd be like, you know, stuff like that.
If only I had new shoes, I could stream a bit.
That's actually a funny thing that people talk about. Like you'd never see a person's legs on stream. Unless they're.
If only I had legs.
Would it be great though?
I could stream.
You'd never see someone's shoes or feet on stream.
Would it be great though if like the gifts were like just as instantaneous as like changing the light? So like someone buys you new shoes, it's just like click. It's like, oh my god, look at my new shoes. That just
but there is a thing like, you know, I don't know if you know how wish lists work. I actually do have a thing on my my thing. If someone did go to the bother of going to my wish list, which is actually empty because I can't think of anything that I want. Anything I want, I just buy straight away. I'm very impulsive like that.
Cigarettes.
Cheese grater. I really need a cheese grater.
I'm gonna put a cheese grater on my wish list just for you. That's what I'm gonna do. Cheese grater, guys.
A novelty one though.
Cheese grater.
A novelty one that just looks really
cool. Not just an ordinary cheese grater.
But like a little thing pops up on screen saying that somebody bought something. But now that's only ever happened in one stream where someone did go and buy stuff. But like I usually have charity streams where I stream I streamed for the homeless there in December, and it was with Thankmas, which was with Jacksepticeye. He did a whole thing where he got a bunch of streamers to come together and raise money for the homeless for a news story, the charity. Just there a few weeks ago, I raised, just the day before Paddy's Day actually, I think, or it was the week before. No, it was the week after. It was Daffodil Day. That was only recently. I raised money for Daffodil Day as well. So I did a stream and we raised €1,200 for Daffodil Day.
Wow.
We raised 2,000 then for the homeless around Christmas time. So like, and that's just me on my own.
That's really amazing.
And I keep telling people this because I'm like, how did I manage to like get that or make that happen?
If you stay going, like, it won't be far till you actually like. That's not like you've seen like what big streamers get every day. Like, you know, some streamers like can be consistently getting 20 grand every night. Or more, 50
absolutely
grand, including everything. So like if you stay at it, like you're definitely not far from just getting 2 or 3 grand a night. Like literally, because I don't know, the personality for it, you have like that way. I think because of what you're doing, like just trying loads of different things, like the fact that I've never seen that, like I know I'm very like clued in Twitch and streamers and the features and all that. I've never heard of the light thing till now. So the fact that you're researching and stuff like that, like
constantly,
that's really
and
cool,
like you seem to genuinely enjoy it, like to sit there for 4 or 5 hours and
I'm not even messing with you. Yesterday I was streaming, like we were doing a jigsaw puzzle. So like this is what I talk about, interaction. I want everyone to enjoy it as much as I am, like the stream. So I just sent a link to a bunch of the streamers. I kept putting, or not the streamers, the viewers, and I put the link in the description. And people would click on that link and they could all do the jigsaw puzzle with me. So they were all like going around and doing all this kind of stuff. And it took us 3 hours to finish the jigsaw puzzle.
How many pieces was
600 pieces. Wow. But like there was only like I think 5 people were at an actual laptop/PC that they could actually physically, because everyone's watching on their phones.
And what was the picture?
It was a tiger. It was actually really
good. Those things are really hard because it's all repetitive. Like there's no different shapes and colours and stuff.
Yeah, so it was like orange, white, black. They were the only colours, so it was so difficult. But we got there in 3 hours. It was great crack. But like it's all about interaction. But like I streamed for 8 hours, no problem. 8 hours. Oh, like
From
I
what
sit
time
there.
to what time? Like
I streamed from 8 o'clock in the evening once till 6 a.m.
Did you get up for a wee?
Yes, I do that. So I can go do a BRB screen and then I leg it. And then, like, see, I stream in my shed. That's another thing. So I'm not even in the house.
no way.
Yeah,
So can
and
you be loud?
I can be as loud as I want. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm
So
shouting
you
at
have
people.
to,
like,
and
the
you
whole
have to
time.
go into the house to pee then.
Yeah, and then leg it back out. So sometimes I ask a friend of mine to come on, 4-Leaf Gamer, shout out. But he comes on and he's also another streamer and he just comes on and he just chats to the chat. And he goes, and then he, like, you see, it's funny because
So
I
while
keep
you're gone to
yeah,
the
yeah. He just, I literally put on like a display overlay on my screen, and it just shows a video chat of him, and he's there reading the chat in real time. So he's there like just chatting away.
I've
to
never
them.
heard of that one either.
Yeah, no, I just do that for the crack, and then I'm like, then I come back, and then we have like a little like podcast kind of chat, like, how are you getting on? And he goes, oh, I'm grand. I'm just telling all your chat to drink coffee, and I'm like, excuse me,
Yeah. Because your
tea,
your
man.
thing is tea. You like tea, don't
man,
you? You love
tea.
it, don't you?
All kinds of tea. Yeah, you know, hot tea, cold tea, iced tea. You know,
that's
it's class.
funny.
Yeah, herbal tea.
Yeah.
It's a whole.
Mr. T.
Do you drink Earl Grey?
See you.
Yeah.
Bye, Hugh.
Nice to chat to you. Enjoyed the races.
Like I've
Do you
never.
drink Earl Grey tea?
I've never actually. That's the one tea I've never drank.
Oh, you must.
Well, you got this far out drinking it. You might be better off. Normal tea. Why would you recommend Earl Grey tea?
I can't drink normal tea. It's
Why?
like licking metal. I find it. It's like licking a
You're
tin
meant
can.
to take the spoon out.
No, it's still, man.
So
It's
what,
like,
what tea like that have you tried? Like, are you talking about Irish breakfast, which would be like Lions and Barry's, or would you be?
yeah,
talking...
like all of those. Like, I mean, in the UK, it's obviously Tetley's and PG, but then here, I would have tried Lions, Barry's. In South Africa, they've got their own versions of like PG and Barry's and everything. I can't get along with normal tea.
That's interesting now.
But Earl Grey, I really like. And pretty much any kind of herbal tea.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's actually gas because Assam tea, right? That's Irish breakfast tea. But it's actually much stronger in Ireland than it is in any other country in the world. So that's why a lot of people don't like PJ tips or because it's too weak.
Yeah.
They say it's too weak. So if we ever have a herbal tea over here in Ireland, we have to put 2 tea bags in to get that.
Oh, that's mad.
That's why a lot of people think herbal teas are watery and they're crap. Like it's because they're too weak.
Yeah, I have to, whenever I have herbal tea, I have to like squeeze the shit out of the tea bag with a fork just to like.
With a fork.
It works
like,
so no.
Oh, that's just like, I'm gonna.
I understand
No,
that.
trust me, it works so much better than a spoon.
Yeah.
Like you just squeeze the shit out of it and your tea gets stronger
It's like
so much
if
quicker.
you mash potatoes with a spoon, you're going to be missing bits. Do you know what I mean? Like a fork. I really understand that.
Yeah, but you're like, you know, like you're supposed, like, I think people, same with normal tea, you're supposed to leave the tea bag in for at least 3 minutes before you even squeeze
Yeah,
it.
but if you squeeze it with a fork, you don't even need to do that.
Okay, right, that's fair enough. Time saving skills
Yeah,
here.
and like, well, to be fair, I
don't
only drink tea when
understand.
I'm sick, like so.
That's fair, yeah.
Interest only when you're sick.
Maybe
I
that's why you're.
don't. I don't like hot drinks. Like it's like just an autism thing. I just don't like hot drinks.
Really?
And
Just,
like,
trips
but
you
when
out.
I'm sick, I just know I have to. And it's like, oh yeah, I need my food hot and my drinks cold. Like I can't. Yeah.
Would you have an iced tea?
That's technically iced tea, but it doesn't
Iced
taste like
peach
tea.
or something, or iced tea lemon, like
That's the closest I'll get to iced tea. Like
a bit.
yeah, because that's like Ceylon tea and
That is
grape
tea
juice.
racerous.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what tripped me out a minute ago? You were talking about it was like you were very observant, and there was a mad sense of awareness around. You were saying that like you were saying you know, after this video, you're referring to this podcast about how after this video there'll be another one coming up in the recommended. You were talking from the tense of being in a screen.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
sorry, yeah, that's why I
no,
tend to do
but like
that.
it's good. I do that as well, and
Yeah.
you need to do that to be a good content creator. I'm trying to get better at it, but it tripped me out because I thought like, God, you're speaking from the future on behalf of people watching us turned into pixels.
It's
But
well,
lads, I promise you, we're not pixels right now. We are really here.
He's not actually here.
Yeah.
This is a private conversation. You should be
Yeah,
watching.
yeah. But is that not mad to think about? Like that they're going to see us as pixels. And you were like speaking, I don't know how to explain that. Like, I don't know.
I know, I'm very. I
mad.
think a lot like further on. Like
It's
I like
really-
to
you need
plan.
to.
And it's
Yeah, yeah.
because you said this is one of the most. It was everything from nothing, the unprepared stream or something at the
Yeah.
start. I'm the most unorganized person on the planet.
Yeah.
But when it comes to streams, I organize everything to a T.
That's class.
Everything, like from
To a T.
live-
Yeah.
To a T. Yeah, sorry. Oh, God.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's weird. And you were saying like you have to be really passionate about it and you have to love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's class.
And I took a break there back in February and it broke me like, oh, I was so broke. Like, and not in like it was an addiction way. It's like as in, well, maybe it is. Maybe.
Well, I suppose
That was like it might be.
Maybe I was like,
Did you just miss the shed?
Scratching your ass.
It's like, but it's like when it's something you really love. Like it's like if I had to go like,
it's almost like
if I
me
had to go
taking
like
a
a
bass
month
off you.
Yeah, if I had to go a month without playing guitar or bass or any instrument, like I would just crack up. Like I'd cry. Like I would not be able to.
Yeah. Someone you love or something you love
missed
isn't
being
around.
in the shed.
Oh, I missed being in the shed.
Because
like I have like a kind of a setup like you guys. Like I have like different things on the walls, and I have like the lights that change color and everything like that.
Cool.
And I try and like I have a keyboard as well. So sometimes I randomly just go to the keyboard wherever and just mess around on it. And I have a tin whistle I take out every so often, just for no reason other than just to take it up and just.
That's class.
What kind of games do you play on your?
It's I'm a variety streamer gamer kind of thing. So like when it comes to games, I could play anything from very scary to like very colourful and happy. But I was saying there recently, I can't play open world games. I can't. I've played GTA ever once. That's Grand Theft Auto. Red Dead Redemption I've never even touched. Skyrim I played once. I bought Skyrim to play.
Yeah.
And I defeated the first dragon. Couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Minecraft actually is the only open world game that I could.
Yeah, I used to play that a lot. GTA I used to play. Where are you? Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I miss you. Come back.
I can't play first person games. Like I played Skyrim in third person. I am so terrible at first person games.
That's interesting. Now.
When I played Minecraft, I only ever played on peaceful mode because I could not like play a first person game.
Wait, you played in third person in Minecraft?
No, I played in peaceful mode, so I didn't have to fight enemies because I was like I could just about handle. I could just about handle first person building things, but I could not handle first person.
That's funny because I can't play anything in third person.
I probably.
Actually, it has to be first person. It's so weird.
God, I don't even know why. I could play both. I don't know why.
I like self-analyzed myself last night because I was like, me as a person, I love going places with people so that they can give me direction where to go. So for example, I'm going to go to Thurles today and I don't know any sites in Thurles, so hopefully I have someone with me that they can tell me where the shops are or where the local sites are, or I'm going to get on a train now and go up to Dublin. I'd never go anywhere by myself because I feel like I need someone to tell me where things are.
Okay.
So it's the same with the open world. I hate like, okay, you're there. You can go this way and do
no
all these missions. Or you could go this way.
Oh, so you prefer it being like really linear.
I literally like, you are here. You go from A to B, you finish the game, you done. That's it.
Yeah.
I hate endless possibility. So it's weird. Like I'm the same in real life as I am like in those games. I'm very weird.
Would you ever play a Pokemon Nuzlocke, or have you done one?
A Pokemon?
Like, do you ever hear like Nuzlocks? Basically, it's like that thing of like I think I have the name right, where like have you played the Pokemon games?
Oh yeah, I love the Pokemon games.
So
With a
Nuzlocke,
they're A to B like so.
Yeah, but with the Nuzlocke, it's basically like you can only catch like one Pokemon per route. You have to nickname all your Pokemon. If your Pokemon faints, they die. You have to let them go. And like you can look up all the rules and different rules and stuff. But like I've seen streamers do Nuzlocks before, and it's always so funny.
That sounds. Oh, I'd lose the plot. And do you know what, you see, this is the funny thing. Me going like, oh, I couldn't do that. I'd lose the plot. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, the audience is going to love that.
I love Nuzlocke because like
they're like, oh, that'd be great. We love to see. They love it when I get mad.
I really would love to stream because I think I'd be able to fucking drive myself mad in a way that people would like.
It's like, did you ever see the whole?
You would, yeah.
I think that's something I think I'd be good at, but I think it's dangerous if I do it.
Blind Boy, Blind Boy.
Yeah.
He streams on Twitch.
Does he?
Yeah, it's actually good. You know what? Deadmau5 streams on Twitch as well.
Yeah, he was the years ago actually. I remember.
And he was streaming this game called Elden Ring. It's an open world game, and it was gas because this big music producer, audio, or like years.
Yeah.
He was streaming for about an hour, and then he realized, oh, my mic wasn't turned on.
Yeah.
And I was there when it happened. I was like, this guy You know, and it's just, it kind of, and Lemmy, that guy,
Lemmy,
he is fantastic.
He's the funniest. I think he's the funniest.
He makes a living off Twitch. He's gas. He's just hilarious. And I follow him. Everything about anything he says is just gold.
He's really funny. The ones he was doing when Prince Philip died.
Oh, yeah.
He's absolutely
he said in a space game. He said for Philip, he was in the space game. He pressed the siren and it went like in a spacecraft. He said for Philip, and it went
and he was dead serious when he did it. Like,
I actually didn't see that. I need to go.
It's really funny.
In streaming is like, it's really funny. There's another one I watched recently. He's really good, like, because if you like Lemmy's got like so many adults to watch Twitch because he's so funny and he remained to be himself. Like, you know,
see, that's it.
And he's genius at that. There's one where he's so famous in Glasgow. Like, he is like the most famous person in Scotland. We just don't see how, you know, like that's like Bono in Ireland or something like that. And but he still remains like normal and stuff like that. Everyone knows who he is to the extent he had there was a clip I seen where he was streaming and his builder was downstairs and he said something like the builder, I don't know, he said he thought he heard himself on the screen downstairs. So he had a builder coming in doing work and he said, and then he was just like, he was like whispering into the stream. He's like, I think the guy works downstairs is watching me right now. And he was just like, and didn't even know the guy's name. And he was just like, if you're watching now, please say something. And you just hear the builder shout, hey, like that. And it's like, that's how famous he is. He's this builder guy watching him. Like, I thought that was genius. And Lemmy never really laughs. And he just started laughing like it was so. And he got really red and embarrassed then because he was like, oh my God, someone's watching, but they're in the house.
You've never found out that one of the people watching you was in your shed, no?
Yeah.
Like, you see, that's something that terrifies me. That's why I never say my surname or the town. Yeah. Because because of like my surname and everything, it is actually very easy to find where I live.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to say my surname might be revealed at the end of the stream. But no.
I always think that, and like that amazes me in Ireland. Like, it's so fucking easy to find people.
And people
like,
are like,
it's really
oh my God,
freaky.
You're so
like,
above yourself that you won't do that. But like, look, if I have a go.
But Dublin is a big place. They're not going to find your exact address in Dublin.
In Dublin, yeah.
But what you were saying though, Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Sorry for the side note. But like, no, it's so scary that someone could easily find you. I was in Dublin and I was skagging from a hangover. And I went in to get like a chicken fillet roll. And the one behind the counter saw the jacket I was wearing and the jacket had my logo on it. And she goes, oh, I recognize that. I was like, oh, instantly my thought was that logo. Someone took my logo and is printing it on somebody, and I was just like, who is, I was like, where did you see it? And she goes, oh, on like TikTok videos. And that still didn't register with me. I was like, someone has taken my logo and is wearing it.
And they're doing TikTok.
Yeah, she just recognized me. But the fact that I wasn't wearing my makeup or anything, she just didn't recognize me. And because I look shorter, supposedly, in real life, I don't know.
That's strange because in real life you have your legs and everything. So you should look
I have legs, I think. But like that scared me. I was like, oh my God, some random person recognized me.
You're gonna share this, right? And your followers, some of them are gonna be like, finally, I'm gonna finally see that she has legs. And unfortunately, she has no legs here either. Like, just to let you know if you...
Nobody in Ireland has legs.
No. And it's funny, like, going back to like...
That's why you all hate the English, is because we had legs and you didn't. That's how we won, you see.
Still, for a nation with people with no legs, you didn't get all of it. Like, you could have done... If we were taking over a nation with no... they're not called indemnities.
Appendages.
How they're called?
Facilities.
Facilities. Your arms and legs are like facilities of the body. Extremities. Sorry.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, your go.
I wanted to ask you about the health food store because like... I'm
just going to go for... I won't use any...
You're going to go and use your facilities.
Yeah.
BRB.
Because you spoke about the day job, and your day job is rather less glamorously, or more glamorously, depending on how you look at it.
I think it's quite glamorously because like, if you ever go into a health shop, it's so colourful.
I love them.
I love them. You go in and you could spend all day just looking around.
It's still the best job I ever had. I worked for about 4 years in a health food store, and I did my first degree, and it was in North London, and it was amazing. And the people that I worked with, it's a big health food store, and it was so much fun. It wasn't like work at all.
Yeah.
And all the best stuff that I still do in medicine comes from working in the health food store and everything I learned.
Like, do you feel like you learned from the customers? And
I learned from
came across the most interesting people in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you see, like, a lot of health stores are associated with holistic stuff. When I say holistic, I mean like spiritualism. And they sell incense and they sell angel and crystals, and which has become a huge thing now on TikTok and the likes. Between like a lot of our biggest customers are kids coming in getting crystals. That's our biggest thing, and like it's so interesting to see like that nowadays. Like when back years ago, like there wasn't even thought of or people knew about.
People laughed at for that kind of thing.
Yeah, but like the whole health food, like people coming in, you give them something that's completely natural.
Yeah,
natural. Like, and it helps them. Like
and. It was that whole kind of experimental idea. Like there was a customer that we had, and she'd been given an end-stage cancer diagnosis. And she started to do things like juice dieting and stuff like that, like just really experimental things and picking up bits and pieces and stuff. I've never, to this day, seen somebody's health transform. I'm still fascinated by it because like you were seeing people that were just kind of going, well, you know, the system and Western medicine have got nothing else to offer me. So I'm going to just go out on my own and I'm going to piece these pieces together and I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
And we were seeing people where that stuff was working.
Yeah.
You know, and they may not have had full cure or anything, but they got back to a state of health. I was so fascinated by that because you actually don't see that often in Western medicine.
No, you don't. Because you get people constantly coming back and trying new things.
Yeah.
You see the dedication and what they talk about. You hear their feedback and then you can relay that feedback to somebody else going, this person tried this.
Yeah.
But in Western medicine, you have to be so careful what you say and stuff like that too.
Yeah. And the expectation is different. Like I think when people have sort of don't have hope anymore in that same way, they kind of go, okay, so what can I do for myself? And they put all the responsibility on themselves then, and there's so much intention there and stuff like that, and I think you get different outcomes
every time. Yeah,
when people come to like Western medicine, it's like, right, you the system, you the person there, fix me. And if you can't, you know, then what good are you, or like what, you know, then I'm screwed and that's it. And it's just a whole different way of looking at it and a whole different way of practicing it.
Yeah. And that's like the way I see like the health shop and then the streaming is, so like the health shop, someone comes into me and they're looking for a product for something, I help them out. But a lot of people come in and they just chat.
Yeah, like that was what we loved about
and
it.
chat for like an hour.
Yeah.
And like sometimes a customer come in and go, can I get my almonds and my prunes and my you know cranberries? And then they go in and they buy it, and I get my parajotes and they buy it, and then they leave. But that person that I was just chatting to just steps aside. And then she goes, right, so we were talking about this, and, you know, and then we just can keep going. But I also do that for people in the evening time when I stream. People come in and we're talking. Like I'd be there playing a horror game and I'd look over, today I went and got a new job. And I'm like, oh my God, no way, well done. You know, and I start chatting away to them like that. And it's the exact same. And I love both of it, you know.
See, psychiatry is a bit like that. Like you get to hear people's stories and like, that's one of the things that I like. There's kind of dialogue in it, and
and it's the same with you guys. You guys love hearing people's stories. Like you
I
have
don't.
me. Okay, no, sorry.
I'm only joking. I always genuinely have. I just one thing I like about, I always have like the podcast helped me get comfortable in a way that I can actually get even off camera, like and not doing the podcast. Now I've become better in a way, like to know how to get people's stories out of them and stuff like that, and in a way that's comfortable to them. Like, but before I loved people's stories, but I didn't know how to, because I wasn't confident, or I would never talk much. Like now I do.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
How did you get into working at the health food store? Like, did you go out to get that kind of work?
Actually, when I was in college, I was studying music production in college, and it's hilarious because there was a health shop just after opening in the town where I was studying, and they were like a health shop. And my dad was just like, oh, I know the person who owns it, go down and chat and see. And then sure enough, that was it. Like I just went in and it's like all about who you know and networking.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's maybe where I get my networking and my chatty side from, and like chatting to people. But yeah, no, I ended up starting working there. I knew nothing. Like I remember like they were talking about multivitamins and stuff like when I was younger. I was like, that's crap. Like, why would you do that? It's vitamins, like, oh, it's all airy-fairy. It's not real. Like, what?
Isn't that mad, though?
And then when I started working there, people were coming back going, oh, it's changed my life. Oh, why aren't you on it, you know? And I was like, okay, I'll try magnesium to help me sleep.
Yeah.
I slept for the first time in my life at nighttime. I was like, what?
That's so weird.
I was like, what? That is insane. Because I'm a light sleeper. I've always been a light sleeper. But like when it came to taking stuff, I was like, nothing's going to change, you know? And then savage. It's
really true though, like what you're saying, though, like the airy fairy. I make the joke all the time, like people like literally, if you tell them there's a balance, like where I think Western medicine has so much to offer that Eastern medicine does is more sort of physical in terms of surgery and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the difference between acute medicine and chronic medicine. So acute stuff is like, the A&E type of thing and the surgery thing.
And genius. And the Western world has done such a phenomenal job at where they haven't is accounting for the fact that vegetables are good for you. We know that. We know that. We know vegetables are good for you. But they're not allowed to tell you that vegetables are good for you because it's not what they learned in college. But vegetables are good for you and everyone knows that. So like what I'm saying is like it's because of that, we nearly have in society like that people think vitamins are airy-fairy and that people think vitamins are some spiritual hocus pocus. No, vitamins are what we need to live. Like no matter whether you believe in spirituality, science, like that's a fact. Like and it's become this weird thing. I think it's changing though. I do think it's going the other way.
It's kind of associated that if you're sick, you go to the doctor sends you to the pharmacy, the doctor does not send you to the health store.
Yeah,
I don't send people to the pharmacy. I talk to people if somebody's like
typical where I'm from anyway. I never walked into a health store in my life until I was told to go in there to work.
No way. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I grew up in like an old like Irish town, and health stores like we weren't like. I don't think like I even knew about like I was told to get a probiotic. I think when I was like 17, I was like, what's a probiotic? And I went into the farm's Boots, and they gave me something for seasickness. They didn't actually give me something. They didn't give me a probiotic. So then I was told you have to go into a health store and get probiotics. I was like, oh, okay. What's that?
I tell my patients to get probiotics all the time.
Yeah. It's actually illegal in Canada not to give probiotics with an antibiotic. And you're supposed to give them for time afterwards as well, you know, to recolonize. But like there's so much research into them, even for things like mood and anxiety. And it's so simple and it's so cheap and you don't need a doctor for it. And it's a food stuff and there's no harm in it and there's no interactions. Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have a very balanced mindset, which I really agree in. Is like it's like you have to, because I think people are too far on one side or the other, where they're like, oh, Western medicine, and then people like who are totally like, you know, oh, all Western medicine is bad, it's all pharmaceutical, and then like now they're far more over the East, but like, you know, if they get their foot chopped off, it's going to be the Western medicine. It's going to look out. So you need to like, there's a balance in between. Like, like I think like what your thing is like. You know, like that, and I really agree with like prescription drugs are like stuff I never take. I don't even take paracetamol or anything like that. But I completely think their existence in the world is so magical. Like, and it was all founded through natural things. Might be synthetic, but what's synthetic? I don't. You know what I mean? Everything is to some degree natural if it's here.
But it's like principles of prescribing as well should be like the smallest amount for the shortest time. And that's not really ever adhered to. Like, you know, it's like we crash in there with a high dose and then it goes on for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It doesn't fucking have to be like that.
Where you need
shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, like you need, if you're in a really bad place and you're really not feeling mentally safe, or you're feeling really bad, then like that stuff's good, like that stuff can come in. But at the same time, I think the doctors could start being trained in a way to say, okay, now you can also tell them go to the pharmacy, if it's really bad, go to the pharmacy and go to health food store, like, and get like both, like get what you need to be able to manage it so that you can someday come off the really hard stuff. Like, because the one thing we do know, and you know, and pharmacies, the one thing everyone agrees in is that being on anything for too long isn't the solution. It's you know, for
it's changing lifestyle, you know, and changing how you view yourself and others and the world and stuff like that.
What do you think I do think the big, like, what do you think how do people be happy?
Finding the thing that
they
you
watch
love.
Twitch.
They watch me on
watch
Twitch.
you on Twitch.
Yeah, they do,
Yeah, like it is that sense of purpose and finding that thing that really engages you and something that gives you that kind of like harmony in your being and existence, even if it is just for a couple of hours a day.
Yeah. I'd do that for the rest of my life, like, and not expect a cent. Like, I genuinely would.
I think the best way to be happy or to find happiness is like to look at like small things, because I think if you like focus on being happy because of one big thing, then you're anchoring all of your like happiness on one thing that mightn't always be there. Whereas you can like get to a point where like, you know, like seeing the smallest thing outside and you laugh about it and get joy from it, then that'll never go away. It's like what?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that why you called your band Small Fish?
The band was named before I joined. But like even these things like wise. You know, like reading a word backwards when I'm walking down the road, like that kind of thing, and I get joy from that. Like that's never going to go anywhere. There's always going to be something to read backwards. So it's like I'm not anchoring all my happiness on like one big thing that could just like, you know, I could
disappear.
I could wake up in the morning and not be able to play music.
Do you remember when Take That split up?
R.I.P.
How old? What? What year did they split up?
I don't know. Like I was in Australia. I can't remember what year it is.
You were probably alive.
Yeah,
probably young.
You probably were.
Was it 97?
Am I that old and are you that young?
Well, Steve,
I'm born in 95.
So what is?
When we Take That? I don't know. I remember when they got back together, but like.
It would have been after you were born, but yeah, you probably wouldn't remember, I would say. But I'm going to tell the story anyway because it illustrates the point really well.
Story.
Go for it. I love a good story.
Here we are in a podcast. Perfect.
Stick the kettle on. We'll have a story.
Absolute breakdowns, and they set up helplines and everything to support people when Take That disbanded. And people were literally phoning in saying, "My life is over. I have nothing left in life," because that was the only thing that they lived for was like Take That. And it was the biggest illustration of like. You know, almost like some sort of media thing like nowadays, but it was back in the 90s, like massive.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's mad because
it was the same with One Direction. I think they did the same thing with One Direction. There was like a whole thing. Can you imagine all the kids like living their life for Harry Styles and Niall Horan? Next thing, anyway, no.
That is mad.
Oh,
wow!
Yeah, I don't remember.
You remember? You remember? Sure.
I don't remember much from when I was 1, to be honest.
That was Stevie, 1 year of age.
But that would be one of the things that you probably would have remembered. I'd say.
To be fair, for the first year of my life, for the first year of my life, I did cry a lot. Maybe I could sense Take That we're going to split up.
Yeah.
That's why there was only 15 days in the whole first year I was alive. I didn't cry. Like
you see, we had Duran Duran when I was growing up, and we were kind of. My dad always said they won't be there forever. You see. They'll break up. That'll be it. That'll be over one day. So
you're prepared.
Yeah. Number one, he was wrong because Duran Duran are still
they're
there.
literally still on tour. They're mad.
And number two, we were sort of trained to expect things like that. So I think we had more resilience.
That was always a thing I battled. I swear to God, that was actually a real. I know it sounds real detailed, but for years, probably between like 14 and 18, I kept fucking going back in my head of should I condition myself to expect, because I always hear that shit in movies and shit like that. Should I condition myself now to expect the worst, or should, like, I used to write about this, like, about that whole philosophy, or not philosophy, negative thing, or I don't know what you call that, but like
whole philosophy of negativism.
Yeah, negative of expect the worst so you're not let down, and that, like, I was just like, but if you expect the worst, you will get it. Like, if I go out and look for a bird constantly, I'll find a bird. So I used to like write about that a lot. Like, should I expect the worst because if it does happen, because inevitably everyone has like horrendous events, or should I just not look for the worst? And if it does happen, that was the conclusion I came with, because there was it was like, it doesn't matter, but it was like, it was like, I was thinking about like breaking up, like, you know, like relationships and shit like that, and how, you know, it's best to like not be with someone because you can inevitably get hurt, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, that one's true.
Yeah, but it is. But I used to think about like,
but you'd be lonely.
Like, should you, is it worth it? Like, can you, I don't know, like it was a weird thing, like, so not just break up or anything like that, but indulging yourself into experience, high risk, high reward. So like anything like that, like making new friends or being with a partner or taking a leap in a career or anything like that, like, you know, like that has such opportunity for failure because high risk, high reward. Like, should you do it? Like, I used to battle with that like all the time, and you know, here I am now. So I don't know, whatever.
High risk.
I don't know if I'm making
like,
sense.
You also need to kind of have an idea of like, if you set up like great expectations for yourself, you will try as much as possible to reach them. I think I talked to you about this before, where like when I'm streaming, once the stream starts, usually there's nobody in it because they don't get the notification till like I'm live about 5 minutes. So like, you know, there might not be anyone there at all, and I'm very bad for keeping time. So like I could be saying like, oh, I'm live at 8, and I probably won't go live till 8:10 or something like that. I'm very bad.
Yeah.
But like when I go in, I imagine there's like 20 people there.
Yeah.
Or 100 people or 50 people or whatever. Just there's people there. And what I do then is go, hey guys, welcome. My name is Ails, and this, you know, and I just go, what are we getting up to today? And today now I went, you know, and literally there might not be anyone there. And I was saying this to you, I don't know if you remember me saying to you, but the reason I do that is because there's been many a time I've gone into somebody's stream and they're sitting there like this.
Yeah, I remember that you were saying.
Oh, that's horrible.
And then next thing anyway, you see hi, and they're like, hey.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's nothing.
Yeah, that's
and you're like,
weird.
And then you don't want to stay there. You don't want to interact with that person.
No,
why would you? Like they're just staring like just like that, just looking around, like waiting for like 100 people to come in. Like they're not going to come in.
Yeah,
so
it's mad.
So imagine then you're going in, and then you see blah, blah, this Irish one just chatting absolute crap about something, and you're like, wait, what is she talking about? And you kind of stay there.
Yeah.
You're still watching, and you're there watching for a while, and then you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And you don't even realize there's no other people in there. And then then once you're in there, someone else will join, and you know, and then it just that's what I do. Mainly because people rewatch those live streams as well. So like when you click on it. Like when you click on a live stream to rewatch because you might miss the live stream, or I want to see what happened at the start of that live stream, you're going to see someone go for ages, or you're going to say, hi guys, my name is I have a whole intro and theme song and everything going, like, and boom, welcome guys, you know.
That's just really good for self-esteem though, I think. It is. Because it's just like it.
And one thing I'm after changing now as well is I'm after changing up my broadcasting software. I can't for the life of me know how many people are in my stream at a time. Okay. I have no clue.
And is that so? Okay, why?
So I can try. I can try and figure out how to get it up. I'm after changing it, so I'm still setting stuff up. Good. But I kind of don't want to.
So you're still giving exactly the same, even if you were just sitting there doing it. The only way I know that there's somebody in there is if a comment comes up. Yeah.
And sometimes people just lurk. It's called lurking, where you just throw it on. Like I throw on a stream sometimes. Like I could be watching this video. In my kitchen, I'm making a cup of tea, so I'd leave the phone down and I'd walk over and start making tea, and I'm like, oh yeah, that stream about Jack Keaton last week, that was really cool, you know, and and I'm just there like making, and I wouldn't be like commenting on it or whatever, like if that was a live stream, or like I could be, you know, making dinner and the live stream's running in the background, so there is people lurking, but they might not necessarily be commenting. So there's for that audience as well.
I'd be a lurker.
Yeah. It sounds kind of creepy, but
I feel like I'm doing something illegal. Like,
but it's called lurking as well, and I
feel like I'm going to comment just so I don't get arrested. Like I'm going to be a lurker. Like I'm going to become a commenter.
But it is a thing. I like to tell people that I'm there and like, hey, how's it going? What's crack? And
that's
then
class.
You know, and then I tell people when I'm leaving as well if I'm watching someone stream, like just so like.
It is true, like it's really cool though. Like that's like that. I don't know, that dedication and confidence as well. Like that. Like I don't know, to be able to do that.
It's so strange because I was never like that. The idea of doing a live stream, like I remember during the first lockdown, I wanted to live stream myself playing piano because that's all I knew. I had just come out of college with there's like an audio problem.
Is there? What's going on?
I don't know. There's like buzzy. Oh no, it's grand. I think. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It could have just been my phone rang there. So.
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Stevie, turn off your phone.
Sorry. I didn't hear that. That was weird. Is it all right?
Yeah, no, it's good. You're all good. I was just like, I don't know if I did something wrong.
No.
But yeah, no. I just came out with an audio degree, and it's beeping again.
Is it? What the fuck? You're here now.
I'm not hearing any.
It's like a wire's like slightly disconnected or something, or like.
Can you hear now?
Oh no, it's perfect now. I think.
There's no beeping on my
headphones. Are we good?
Steve sending messages is travelling through.
I don't know. There's no beeping.
No, it's grand now. It's all fine.
There's no beeping on my headphones. That's really weird.
Me either. Well, that's controversial.
I love how it's like I have an audio degree.
Yeah. sort this out, sir.
It's like you shouldn't be telling people you have an audio degree. It's like, but I wanted to do live stream on Facebook. I was like, no, I can't. I'd freak out. Like I get so nervous, and I make loads of mistakes on the piano when someone's watching me all the time. I cannot play a note right on a piano when someone's watching me. Can't do it. I can't talk right. Can't do anything like that. And there's like, I was making YouTube videos, I think there with Izzy there recently, and I don't know what to say. I never know what to say. Like, I always feel like I have to have something there, but I couldn't do it at all. And I've no clue to this day. I think it might have had wine or something before my birthday or something. When I went live for the first time on TikTok.
Involved and we do things for the first time that involve putting
that's why I couldn't stream. I would be fucked up. I would have a very, I know for a fact I would be very successful. I'd have a great life, but I would ruin my real life. I would be doing things like donate €100 and I give you Stevie's number. I'd be drinking I'd be doing mad shit, smoking fags. I would just get wrecked because I know that's the shit that would like blow up. But I wouldn't.
Well, you see, go drastic.
I'm sorry,
or go home,
I would sell your number for money.
I would sell you.
I would sell you too. That's €1,000.
Would you actually sell your phone number like €100 a pop to people?
Absolutely.
No,
I would. Okay.
I get a second phone with a different number. Wow. I get a second phone with a different number I don't use, and I'd sell that number.
Like I know people who like had who sold their Snapchat.
Their like usernames.
Their Snapchat
because they had X amount of friends already.
So like for example, if they sent a donation, they would then get an email with the Snapchat in the email, the Snapchat username in the email.
That's mad. I would do nudes. I would do everything. I would not give a shit.
Like there's so many ways people can make money. You just have to kind of be wise and think about what way to go about it.
Would you put things up your bum?
For enough money, yes. For enough money, I'd do anything for money.
You'd be surprised what Kieran
would that make you happy?
What?
Would that make you happy?
No, but the money would make. Would the money make me happy? I think it depends if it was enough that like. Pay for the damages, Jesus. What's going on?
Yeah, like
depends on what depends. Would it make me happy? The answer is it depends on what I'm putting up my bum. That's what that's the thing, isn't it? Here, I'm
not the most chaotic stream in Ireland.
Yeah. But it's cool, though, that you have that dedication and passion. Do you have like direct goals in it? Like, do you have like, I want to get to this amount?
No.
Really?
No, and I probably should because
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. But like, you see, I didn't realize I would start streaming on Twitch. The only reason I started is because I put my back out. Now I always had back problems, but it just got way worse.
Oh, really?
There in August, just gone to the point where I had to go to hospital and all, and they couldn't figure out what was going on.
What happened? Like how?
Basically, I wasn't physically able to walk. Like I was bending down, like trying to walk around, and like. With that, I wasn't able to I do cosplay on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
And I haven't done much cosplay on TikTok since because I'd have to stand there for hours to get the whole look done in the one go, and I wouldn't have the time to do it every day. So I ended up moving to Twitch. Yeah. Because I'm seated the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm still live, and I'm doing some other kind of visual content. Yeah. I can edit it afterwards and then put it up on TikTok. But no, I couldn't. That's. I don't know. I don't know really why I people told me to go to Twitch, but like I never really was into Twitch before that. So like, I'm getting to the point where like I'm just kind of meandering, and if people go, "Oh, you should try this," I'm like, "Okay." And then I'll just go with it. It's not like, at this, like next year I might not be on Twitch at all. I might be on a completely different app, completely different streaming service. I might be on RT News. Like I'd be like, good evening. Today we have,
You'd be good. That's how they all sound. That would be good. Like.
And I actually do that. I have that as a redeem on Twitch where I just do the whole description in RT News presenter voice with the crack.
Pascal Sheehy.
Yeah, it's like Pascal Sheehy, RT News. Don't blame,
What is that voice? Is it all like need a nasal problem to get into RT?
I don't know what it is, but I think you are speaking every word quite clearly, so that people can quite clearly hear you.
They must have some weird systematic training up there because it's been going on there for years. Even the guys are like kind of like and welcome back to RT News. Like it's, you know, it's like all that weird nasally.
I think it's because they listen to, like when they're like, oh, I can't mess up. This is my first thing. So they watch a bunch of other RT news presenters and watch how the rhythm they have for all of their things. God. And then they just go, okay, I'll just do that. So everyone has the same thing.
So someday I hope there's someone entertaining up there on RT.
And maybe it'll be me next year. Like, you know, the two of us will be co-anchors next year. Do you know, all of us will be prime time. Imagine everything from nothing is just going to turn into prime time.
You know what I said? Do anything for money. Do you know what I wouldn't do for money? I would not be able to go on RT. I would have to talk. I would have to talk about how shit RT is if I was on the I would have to be like, this is the worst. And someone needs to be on their platform talking about the truth. And it's not to say that RT can't grow. Like, I want RT to be better. I just hate the way RT is.
I really think like if RT had the right like kind of content manager,
yes,
or
like Savage Eye though.
Can you send RT some love?
Yeah. Send RT some love.
No hate. Less hate, more love.
Love hate. They haven't done that in years.
Yeah, love hate.
They haven't done that in years.
Yeah. No, I do. I just think the only way it's going to happen is if RT change. Which I do think they're starting to do a lot more. Like, did you know the thing about Savage Eye and those good shows?
Yeah, because they went against like all the typical Irish norms, and that's a huge thing that I like try and look for in other people's like how they view. Like, but are they on that side or are they on the other side when it comes to like that kind of stuff?
The only problem with that is there's loads of really good content like that. That was still very much who you know. The people, the guy, they're all relate. Like they're all very close community. So anyone. So, you know, they all have these connections in there that, and so you do get funny people like, whether you get like Tommy Tiernan and like great shows, and not saying all shows are bad, but like it's just so closed off. Like,
it's all about who you know. And it's very similar. Like I was chatting to somebody there the other day and they were saying, oh yeah, I got this job. And the reason I got this job is because the manager who was interviewing me, his son was on the same hurling team as I was, you know, and it was this whole GAA thing. And there's all that like, oh, he was in the GAA, he must be great at what he does. But what I loved was the Savage Eye actually used to take the piss of that and be like, oh, if you're in the GAA, you can do anything. It's all about who you know and like, oh, this person, sure, he played county back in 1922, you know, and it's just, you know, and it, like that whole mentality, like it doesn't matter what skill set they have. Apart from hurling, like, or whatever, you know, and I'm not saying that's everything, but like that, it seems to be a huge impact on like people getting jobs and stuff nowadays or where they go. And you can see it a lot in RT. It's all about who they know in there as well.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere in Ireland. Like it's the biggest qualification that you can have is to know somebody who knew somebody. And, you know, it's...
So that's how I'm here. Like I know the strings and things, know you guys, who knows Izzy, who knows you guys, and so that's how I'm here. Like, you know, it's
because it's not necessarily, like networking is a positive thing, but it's like,
we wouldn't have you on if you were shit.
There is that too. We're halfway through the podcast, so we'll try. You know, I haven't really talked to much of you before, so this is where we find out. Will this video be on YouTube? Who knows? You know?
Be on our secret channel.
Yeah, actually, guys, we told you at the start of this podcast not to listen anymore. That there was a
this is a private conversation.
Yeah, so
and I swear to God, like, please do, like, it's a private conversation.
Yeah.
Imagine listening. There's a private conversation. Please don't listen to it.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Anyway.
Why are you still listening? Stop.
Yeah. Should we finish up now? This is a really good conversation. This is actually one of my favorite conversations. I genuinely is like actually it's good actually. I notice I'm saying that genuinely, and I mean that too, and I'm saying it more lately because it's becoming true and it's just getting better and better because I like conversations where we talk about random stuff. I think we're all just getting more comfortable. I think it's partly because you're comfortable talking as well. That helps a lot. I don't know, I liked it anyway. What do you think, Stevie? Did you like our guest or did you not like our guest?
Be honest. Say it.
Do you think we should put it on YouTube or not?
Be honest. Be a troll.
So like I'm trying to do the math in my head. It's like, do I be sound because like I don't know you really well, or like, or do I know you well enough that I can say something mean? I don't know what to do.
Go on, say it all. I'll take it.
Good crack.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It always amazes me. Like I really, when you were saying about doing 4 or 5 hours on Twitch, I'm thinking, fuck, that's a really long time. But actually, I'm always amazed how quickly these go.
Yeah.
When we do these, I'm always like, what? Has it been that amount of time now? And like you still kind of have more to say and more to chat about.
Yeah. Like how long?
Well, it's an hour. We can stay going if you want. I mean,
but like I'm always amazed when
the time flies.
Yeah. So I do actually understand how it's like 4 or 5 hours can just be gone. And you know,
like sometimes I'd start a stream and then I'd be chatting, catching up with everybody. But like, it depends how many comments are there. Like I've been going through the comments and I could end up talking for 5 minutes revolving around one comment.
Oh,
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone goes, did you ever do da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And I'd be like, Josh. And then I'd go off on this like whole tangent. And then by then it's a whole hour. And I'm like, lads, I haven't even gotten into the game yet. Will you let me like start up the game, you know? Or we're supposed to be playing Professor Layton here. Come on now. Or something, you know? Yeah. Or like whatever kind of game, like Super Mario or something. But like it flies. It flies. And then when I say, okay, guys, we're going to shut down stream. It's nearly 5 a.m. Cool. Great. And then I'm like, oh yeah, do you know what? Actually, I might be on tomorrow. Will I be on tomorrow? I might. And then I can end up going on for another hour. And I'm like, oh wait, it's 6 a.m. Okay, I'm going to go look, you know. And it's nuts. Yeah. You really don't know how long you're on it. It just flies.
Yeah.
That's my. Can I ask you a final question to
Go
all
for it.
here, right? Would you? This is a Nietzsche question, right?
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche. Would you outmonster the monster, or would you choose to be slowly devoured?
Oh, monster.
Yeah, monster.
Okay.
I think they'd have Munster.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck.
Hey, what have we against Munster like? What do they do?
Would
you choose if you like as a what do you think is the thing to do to outmonster the monster or slowly be devoured?
What? I don't even understand the question.
Like, would you go hard and go home, or would you accept fate if you were in a bad situation?
So, like, would you? It's sort of like
Well, if I was up against the monster, I would probably give up because, like, if I was just say, for example, if the monster in this situation is like a zombie apocalypse, all I'm doing in that situation is I'm being a drain on resources for everyone else. I am being no help. It's better if the monster just kills me off.
No, but like the
Everyone
thing
else will
is, you
survive
can
easier
though.
without
Like
me.
you, like the question, like you can outmonster the monster. Do you get what it's saying? So the monster is like.
Oh no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. But what would like? It's sort of like. Would you be willing to be more evil than evil to be evil, or would you sacrifice yourself for the sake of not being more? See you next week.
Bye.
Right. Bye. I know it's go. Check out. How do people check out your?
So
things?
you can find me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram. For more details, you can find me.
We'll tag your Instagram in the description
at Ailsam_official on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch.
Yeah, and her phone number is. Yeah, right. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
I love the taste of strawberry medicine as it runs down my neck. I feel it draw me in, and when it settles on my mind, just know you'll find me there inside.